Uh-oh.
Caution is out. Bobby Hamilton Jr. off the pace. Travis Quapple had already pulled down pit road.
Bobby ran into somebody.
Yes, or something.
Could be a left front came apart there.
And the tire came apart and has torn up the left front fender.
And you were concerned about tire wear here today.
There
BP.
goes the left front for good.
The first 50 laps of the race, I was concerned about tire wear. It's going to, the last 50 laps, it will not be a problem.
Straight to pit road, straight to pit road.
That's because the tires will rubber up the track. The rubber will go into the grooves on the racetrack, and that should help the tire wear.
So we can see the 32 car having the flat tire. We see him there right in the center of the screen. Oh, there it goes. Just blows apart.
Man, heading into the turn. Nice job hanging on to that.
Yeah, really.
And debris every place.
A couple of cars that have been falling back. The 7 of Robbie Gordon and the 36 of Boris Said. Those were a couple of guys that had to get in, so basically they're racing on
qualifying setups.
Yeah.
Right.
And qualifying setups, race setups are totally different. Now, this is a caution flag. Those cars can come in and change a lot of those qualifying setups to a race setup.
And they're lucky they didn't lose a lap because they were getting close to going a lap down. And then we'll see what guys are having issues with the tires, because we can see the wear once these guys all come in to make pit stops. Who's going to be worrying about tires?
Two-time Brickyard winner Dale Jarrett started 24th. He has fallen back to 38th. Matt Kenseth has been on the move all the way up to 12th. And here they come down the very narrow pit road at Indianapolis. Matt, take it away.
The first leader who will hit his pit box will be Ricky Rudd, the 97 winner. Fatback McSwain calling him in. Ricky says the car just lacks grip. Whatever you do, don't take away what I already have in the back. We need to work on the front. Good stuff going on. Marty?
Jeremy Mayfield, middle of your screen in the 19 car. The car, outstanding. Their biggest concern, they cannot hear Jeremy on the radio. They thought he was just being quiet, but when they tried to communicate with him, they got nothing back. Alan?
Elliott Sadler in, going to get 4 tires and fuel. The catch can man Frankie Good looked up at crew chief Todd Parrott with the adjustment wrenches in his hand. Like, you want any of these? Todd shook his head. No. Dave?
Championship leader Jimmy Johnson decided this time not to take 2 tires for track position. They took 4. They made adjustments through 2 holes in the rear window with their wrenches. That will adjust the car better for turns 1 and 2, where he was a little bit tight pushing toward that wall. Bill?
Hallelujah. They all made it off pit road without any contact.
But that's only the first time.
Well, true.
It'll be a busy day down there. Guys trying to make their cars better. Jimmy Johnson trying to get to the front. But the story so far, Elliott Sadler at the Brickyard. Green flag out again at Indianapolis.
Second place. He was pretty good at Pocono.
And that's a
racetrack.
And that's a car that's easy to see.
Yes, it is. Lime green. I think he finished second in the first Pocono race behind Carl Edwards.
Travis Quapple a lap down on the inside. We'll get some stories from pit road here in a few moments, but just to update some drivers for you, Jeff Burton had a problem with his jack on his pit stop. That cost him some spots. Gordon in the 24 looking at the 9 of Casey Kane. They're trying to solve Jeremy Mayfield's radio problems, and Ken Schrader has a clutch problem. He has gone from 9th to 40th. Tony Stewart inside of Biffle for position.
The 20 car of Tony Stewart. He was a little tight. In fact, he came on the radio at the end of that run, Bill, said, I'm getting worse and worse every lap. I need some help here, guys. And they made major changes up on the track bar, air pressure adjustments in both rear tires, trying to loosen up the 20 car a little bit for Tony, make it a little more drivable for him into the corners.
Car looks pretty good right now, Marty. He's passing a lot of cars on the inside, and that's in traffic.
So maybe the changes that Greg Zippendale and the crew made are going to work. We see the Biffle car being passed by Mike Bliss behind Tony Stewart. Matt, what's going on with the 29 car?
He just lost a spot to Tony Stewart. Now he had trouble hearing on his radio. radio. He could not hear the team earlier. Also had issues with his left front fender. It was pushed in, BP. They had to pull it back out. He says the car is tight off. Really good on entry.
And that's one thing here, Matt. You know, your spotter is pretty important at this racetrack because it is so tight. So that can make it difficult in traffic.
Riding on board with Harvick.
200 miles per hour, 2, 3, 4.
Radio communications have always been somewhat of a headache for teams at this track.
Yeah, they are. It's difficult, and you know, you don't really think about how much you use it until you don't have them.
Right.
You know, or you're having problems with them.
Back in the early 70s, these teams didn't have a problem with communication with radios because they didn't use them.
They didn't have them.
They had pit boards.
Big ones, too. The car looks pretty good right there. I mean, you see him short shoot, taking the car all the way down on the bottom. Got to jump on the gas as hard as you can, as fast as you can, but his hands look pretty good on the steering wheel. It doesn't look like he's fighting it too much right there.
Sadler leads, the 25 of Vickers in second. Do you know what the sponsor is on that 25 car, BP, for Brian Vickers?
Let's see. Garnier Fructis.
Very close. Garnier Fructis. Do you know what it is?
Well, yeah, it's a hair product or something.
Yeah, it's shampoo and conditioner, and there's yours. I had some sent up just for you.
Well, here, Walter, you can have mine because I certainly don't need it.
Mayfield closing in. Marty, how about the radio issues for car 19?
Bill, I was going to ask you, did you get Vinny the travel size of that hair care product?
I got him extra large. You know why?
Why is that? Because he's big.
Thank you.
That's very true. Let's Jeremy Mayfield's radio problems. He didn't know that he had a radio problem until he was under caution. He just thought that the team just wasn't talking to him a whole lot. So what they did is he had a backup radio in the car. He hooked the backup radio up. When they come back down pit road next time, they'll give him a brand new radio, and that one will now be the backup radio. Alan?
Nice job by Brian Vickers, Hendrick Motorsports crew on their pit stop, getting him up to second spot. Vickers with 4 tires, saying his car, when they get toward the end of the run on the set of tires that time, got a little bit difficult to turn in the corner, but just a little.
You see Robbie Gordon getting put a lap down. They've been in the pits a couple times trying to make all those adjustments, trying to get back off the qualifying setup or get on a race setup, but now he's still the good spot to get that lap back at the Yellow Tower.
And just to update, championship leader Jimmy Johnson up to 22nd. So he's moving the right way. The 9 of Casey Kane with a little bit of a different look this weekend, Marty.
Yeah, kind of the reverse paint scheme, if you will, Bill. And he's holding solid right there in the 4th position, having a very good day. The car has been tight on the pit stop. They went up on the track bar. They also made an air pressure adjustment, taking a pound out of the right front tire. I talked to Tommy Baldwin. He said our worst enemy is traffic. He said because our car is already tight, when we're in traffic, it's that much tighter. So sometimes you'll see him drop back from other cars. But so far, he's had a little bit of difficulty trying to pass other cars. Maybe we'll see him use an outside lane like he did last year.
And Casey Kane also has a new multi-year contract to drive for Ray Evernham, as does crew chief Tommy Baldwin. Well, Elliott Sadler continues to lead. He's led 31 of the 32 laps completed here at the Brickyard. Caution on the speedway for Jeff Green.
Another one.
Another left front tire.
Another left front. And we're going to, you know, I talked to a lot of guys in the garage area about this on Saturday. There was a lot of guys that were worried about this, Benny. I mean, Kurt Busch and some of those guys were saying 12, 15 laps, they were down to the cords.
You know, in Pocono in June, 21 left front tires went flat for whatever reason. Goodyear says that the teams are underinflating them. We showed you just a moment ago that narrow strip down the straightaway. Imagine 200 miles per hour and the tire about flat.
Yeah.
You know, when you go on the freeway and you see all those truck tires laying on the side, that's because the tire was run flat. And most of the situations like these left front tires is low air pressure and excessive camber causing this.
This track is 2.5 miles around, and that's a long trip back to pit road. Good news for Robbie Gordon. He's the ballpark Lucky Dog Award winner. Deep in the field, but he gets his lap back. He was the first car, highest running car, not on the lead lap. So Robbie's guys will get a chance to work on that machine again, and he'll be back on the lead lap.
We've always known he was a lucky dog.
Yeah.